Cancer, Leo, Cusp, welcome in, beautiful souls. Let's dive in. This reading feels really important here because the energy around you right now feels like a real crossroads. And I'm hearing here that your next decision, the next decision that you make, changes everything that follows. So, beautiful souls, don't click off this reading too quickly because I feel like Spirit is trying to show you something before the next 6 months unfolds. So, beautiful souls, the energy of crossroads. So, as I was sitting here with your energy, shuffling the oracle cards, 3 cards came out together. And honestly, this feels like a coincidence and more like a spiritual wake-up call. We first have the luminous warrior here, all right? 32 could be a significant age, perhaps the number 5, which also breaks down to 32 breaks down to 5, which is about change. Okay. Wow, okay, I'm stumbling over my words here. Okay, this card is immediately telling us, right, that you are more powerful than you've been feeling lately. All right, perhaps some of you have been so focused on the chaos around you, what is unfair, who hurt you, or what isn't working. That is like really draining your energy, I'm hearing. So what this card is saying here is that your power is not in fighting everyone, all right? That your power is remembering who you are. And this is so connected to the astrology as well that we're busy moving through mid-May because there's a lot happening mentally and emotionally right now, right? We've got Mercury that's moving into Gemini. We have those powerful Taurus energies that's right now happening, asking you to rebuild your foundation. We have that Pluto retrograde bringing that deep reflection energy over the next 5 months. And even Uranus is preparing to shake things awake. So emotions can feel quite heightened. And what Spirit is saying here is do not make any permanent decisions from temporary emotional storms. Now, we do have, interestingly, lower world here, number 31, all right? And that age could be significant. Even number 4 is about stability as well. So this card feels deep, right? Because this is the part of the crossroad where your past starts speaking loudly, like about those old wounds, the old fears. Maybe it's an old version of yourself. And what I'm hearing is some of you already know what decision you need to make, but a part of you maybe are a little bit scared because it means letting go of a familiar version of your life. Hey, this could be a relationship, it could be a job, a mindset, or even identity, and an identity that you've outgrown, right? And with the Pluto retrograde in Aquarius this month, I feel like some old subconscious patterns are absolutely trying to absolutely being triggered. Okay, they're coming through to be triggered. But these things coming up, I'm hearing, is not to punish you, but to free you. Yeah, and I mean, look here, here's the snake, the serpent, all right? 46 could be a significant number, but it breaks down to 10, right? That is the ending to the new beginning, all right? And this is about that transformation. Last year we had we were in the snake year, all right? But even though we're not in that snake year anymore, you know, the shedding and the transformation, the energy for some of us has transferred over into the year 1, all right? The fire horse year. Very interesting things have been happening this year that some of us are still moving through this transformation. I mean, this is that shedding of skin, saying that this is like life saying that you cannot become the next version of yourself while clinging to the old one. And for my Cancer Leos, I feel like this is like the real message of the reading, that the next 6 months is not going to be small for you. I feel like this energy of identity changes, emotional growth, major decisions, and I'm hearing also for some of you a complete shift in confidence and direction. But Spirit is also warning here not to stay attached to something just because it became familiar. Because, you know, the serpent here sheds willingly, or life eventually forces change anyway. So what I'm feeling here is the deeper spiritual energy surrounding this crossroad here for you. It's not really about right or wrong. It's about growth or stagnation, right? Fear or transformation, repeating cycles, or stepping into your next chapter. And I feel like many of you already know that something in your life cannot continue the same way for the next 6 months. Yeah, interesting. We have the World coming out as your first card. Yeah, let's dive deeper. Okay, so that is the energy that you're currently in. This endings to new beginnings, regarding some sort of decision. And so let's start in what happens if nothing changes. Let's get all the cards out. Also, what shifts if you choose a new path, and what Spirit is truly guiding you towards over the next 6 months. Let's have a look, beautiful souls. Thank you for hitting the like button. I really, truly appreciate it. And I'm sending you all so much love and light. And also leaving comments, especially our signature wolf emoji or a blue heart emoji. This spread, wow, my Cancer Leos, right away with the World card. Okay, let's dive in. It's telling me that you are standing at the end of a major cycle. The World is not a small card, right? This is about completion and graduation energy, right? So a version of your life is already ending. Even a part of you maybe still feels emotionally standing inside of it all. And what is really interesting is that some of you can feel this, right? That you've been feeling maybe restless, emotionally disconnected from certain situations, maybe craving more, or maybe feeling like your soul has outgrown your current environment. And hey, again, this could be a job, a relationship, a living situation, or even an old identity. All right. It's going to be different for each and one of you, because your time, why am I lost for words now? I wanted to say timestamps, but like your, where you are in your lives, right? Your situations is different. And remember as well, you have different houses and zodiac signs in your charts. Your charts are not all exactly the same. So your situations are similar but different, right? But I do feel like with all this Taurus and Gemini energy that is busy unfolding mid-May in 2026, is that Spirit is showing me that your perspective is changing really fast. You know, that Uranus energy especially is starting to wake something up inside of you. I feel like your soul already knows. Timelines, that was the word I was looking for. So your timelines are different, right? Your soul already knows that you cannot stay the same after this. But what is really interesting is the World card. It is beautiful, but it can also become a comfort zone, because sometimes we stay inside a completed cycle simply because it feels familiar. Now, if nothing changes, we have the King of Pentacles here. Interesting. I thought it was the King of Swords, but it's the King of Pentacles, and it's really powerful. Okay, I don't know why I got the King of Swords energy. Perhaps you've got strong air placements that is coming up. All right. Boundaries, truth. Okay, what is interesting about the King of Pentacles? It's earth energy. All right. If nothing changes, I feel like the energy doesn't completely fall apart. In fact, on the surface, things may actually look stable, like the King of Pentacles. They can appear stable, all right? Security, routine, financial stability, or staying with what feels safe. I feel like, I just want to get the camera right here. That looks a little bit better, right? What Spirit is actually showing here is that there's something deeper here, all right? So maybe I get the energy that staying somewhere because it's secure, even if your soul has already moved on. Staying with what feels safe and predictable, if nothing changes, that is what will happen, okay? And I feel like you're supposed to move into that King of Swords kind of energy, all right? But let's have a look here. All right. My Cancer Leos, I feel like this is the tension. How can I get it? Yeah, because the cards aren't terrible. What I'm getting here is like, it's not terrible energy, but it can become stagnant. I'm going to keep going back to this card here, that if you stay too long, this is like settling, all right? Staying emotionally comfortable, convincing yourself something is good enough, while secretly maybe craving more from life. I feel like the next 6 months, that is, if nothing changes, I feel like many of you could start feeling emotionally disconnected, uninspired, or maybe quietly unhappy despite things looking fine. So I feel like this kind of energy is where your outer world works, but maybe your inner world starts slowly dimming. Now, let's dive in and see. If you take action, we have the Ace of Swords. And this is well, because this is now the second that you choose yourself. That if you take action, right, you're choosing yourself. So this means that the energy shifts fast. Here's that Gemini energy coming through, the Aquarius energy, the air energy, right, and Libra. Breakthrough energy. This is clarity, that's truth, it's cutting cords, it's powerful decisions, it's mental freedom. And this feels like the moment where confusion breaks, the moment where you finally say, I know what I need to do now. All right. And honestly, this card feels very connected to that Uranus in Gemini energy. I'm picking up a lot of Gemini energy here in your reading, and all the mental awakening energy that's building, especially the second half of 2026. Like I'm seeing here, like some of you are going to have these sudden realizations, unexpected opportunities, honest conversations, and major perspective shifts here if you make that decision. And for some of you, this life decision is going to be about where you're going to live, where you're going to move, who you're going to surround yourself with, your career directions, and also how you value yourself and who you hang out with, your friends and your social circles. But I feel like the biggest shift is internal. You stop betraying your own worth. Now, your spiritual guidance here is the Eight of Swords. Very interesting here. It's actually very powerful. The reason I'm saying this is because, well, you're not actually trapped, all right? But maybe you think you are trapped. The Eight of Swords is that mental restriction, fear, overthinking, imagining the worst case scenario. So what I'm hearing is that Spirit is saying, staying small because the unknown feels uncomfortable. So Spirit is saying, don't stay small because the unknown feels uncomfortable. Be that fool and take that leap of faith, right? And this is why the crossroad energy here feels quite intense, because the real battle is not actually external, because it's actually internal. It's happening within you. It's the story that you keep telling yourself, what is possible, what do you deserve, whether you truly are ready for this change. And what Spirit is saying, the door is not locked. You're allowed to outgrow the old version of yourself. So let's have a look at the bottom of the deck and see what is the hidden influences. Interesting. It's quite dark, the light. All right, that looks a little bit better. It's the Page of Pentacles, more pentacles coming out. I feel like there's this new beginning that's trying to enter into your life. The Page of Pentacles can feel like a new opportunity, a new path, a new skill. Maybe it's a new relationship with yourself or someone else, or it could even be a fresh financial or career chapter for some of you. There is some sort of new beginning coming in with regarding to this decision that you make, because this is still page energy at the bottom of the deck, so it may feel small at first, quiet, maybe a little bit uncertain, not fully yet formed, but it's lingering there in the background, right? And Spirit is saying, like, this little beginning here has the power to completely reshape your next 6 months of your life if you allow yourself to explore it. So while my Leo Cancers, this reading feels like standing between the life that you've known and the life that your soul is trying to lead you towards. And the truth is that your next 6 months are really deeply connected to the choices that, or the choice or choices that you make now. Not just externally on the outside, but internally. The choice to stop shrinking, to stop settling, to stop ignoring your intuition, and to stop staying where your spirit feels no longer alive. So beautiful souls, if this message found you in the right time, helped you in any sort of way, perhaps you can claim in the comments, I choose my next chapter. And just claim the energy for yourself, because I truly feel this, that the moment that you stop fearing change, your life begins opening in ways that you actually couldn't see before. Unlimited possibilities. So beautiful souls, thank you for liking the video. Thank you for leaving those comments and being part of the Mystical Soul Tribe. And remember, sometimes the most life-changing decision is finally choosing yourself. So beautiful souls, I'm sending you love and light. Thank you for being here, and I'll check you around in the next one.